morning, everybody. This is Donna Dewberry with another Relax and Paint. Good morning, good morning. We are going to work on some watercolor artist pad paper, and you kind of leave it in the pads so it doesn't wrinkle up as much. This is 190-pound weight. It's a little heavier, which is nice. It keeps it from rolling. I'm using multi-surface paint, lots of colors, and I'll tell you those as we go. We are using it's a folk art multi-surface satin, and all the colors like this is moon yellow. What we also need to use a lot of is floating medium, and that you use instead of water. So if you don't have it right now, try it with water, but get some of the get some of the folk art floating medium, sorry. But I just want you to know it comes in 2 ounce also. You can go to onestroke.com on my site, onestroke.com, for all my brushes and supplies. Right, so we have all kinds of folk art one stroke brushes here, and I'm going to show you those as we go. And what I want you to do is relax. I want you to think about subscribing so you can come on more if you haven't, and see what I'm up to and see what new things I'm going to show you. Now, I'm going to come with a pencil and just get a circle. You can put a bowl or something here to get a circle of what we're looking for. And I'm going to go a little bit darker. I don't want you to go darker, but I want you to see it. Okay. So we want to sketch, not draw, because if you draw and push down hard on the lead, you will always see it and it indents the paper. Okay, there's our circle. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of spray this water in the middle and let it go up just a little bit. So which means it will bleed color outside of the circle. Now I'm just going to get a fan brush. You could use other brushes, but I like this because it spreads it out a little bit. Okay. All right. So the first color I'm going to use, I'm going to wet my brush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of this Juneberry. Now here's my circle, and see how it's starting to bleed, which is kind of nice. And I'll bring it down just a little bit, bring it up a little bit. Okay, and then we are going to add a touch of magenta, so more water. I'm not using the medium yet. More water. You see, that's a little bit of pink. Okay. Right, and just for the heck of it, I want you to see that I'm going to come here at the horizon and add a little bit. The sun's going to come there. There you go. Right in the middle is going to be the sun. So I'm going to take this down a little bit. This is the horizon. All right. And then we're going to come in here with yellows. All right, now I've got to wash that brush totally out. Okay. So then I'm going to dip water, and I'm going to get some darker yellow first. And I'm going to go across, because then I can put the white right over this when it dries. All right, you see how I'm adding this moon yellow? It's a little bit darker than the regular yellow. You see that? I don't want to move it because I don't want to lean it up like that. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing, because then it'll run more than I want it to run. Okay, so I'm going to put in some brighter yellow in here and in here, which will give some clouding effects there. All right, and so we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to go ahead and go across, because then we'll just bring, I'm picking up moon yellow again, and that lighter yellow is daffodil yellow. Okay, I'm going to bring this down, and what's going to happen is I'll come back when I do the white sun. Let's get ready to sunset. And when I do that, I will take the white down into the water also. Okay. So see how it's doing some running on its own up here? Okay, so I can add a little bit more with water here. Let's see. See the corner of the fan brush? You can buy my fan brush separate, or you can get my signature set of brushes. That is a little bit more money. They're all high quality, and it's got 13 of my most used brushes, including specialty brushes. Okay, so let's come down here. Let's bring a little bit of pink in here. This is magenta. And then let's get some violet pansy, just a touch of violet pansy. Okay. Okay. You could tap it and then it'll kind of run. You see that? That's going out past it. Then that turn out good. All right. So here's some coffee latte. It's in the water. I'm going to add a teeny bit of white. This is down here where the beach sand would be. And I'm going to come across a little bit. Coming into the yellow. Wash this brush. I can take off some of it. Can you see that? I can take off some of the yellow, lay it on the paper towel. There's all kinds of tricks that you can learn when you're doing some of this watercolor effects. So there I get some floating medium if I want to control the look a little bit more. All right, so now let's get some water and get asphaltum. That's the only one that's just a regular acrylic. It's not a multi-surface. They don't have this color and I like it. It's called asphaltum. All right, and we stock that at Dewberry's also. All right, anything that I use a lot and I like. Let's go around the circle some. You see this around the circle. All right, and then we'll just put some of that there. Okay, so I see white. Where do I see white? Oh, it's just shiny. All right, guys, that's our background. You can do your background any way you want, but that's the background I came up with. Use any colors, and we got to blow dry it real quick. All right, dries pretty fast on the paper. Okay, so there's still some water up here. You can also take a little bit of a paper towel and you can dab it. Okay, so it's kind of fun when it's stretched out there a little bit. Do you see that? All right, so now let's bring in two things. I'm going to get a smaller, like, what is this, a 10 flat. I'm going to wet the brush, lay it on the paper towel. I'm going to pick up just wicker white, and you can draw on here. I'm going to get my cross. There's two things you can do. You can lay your paper right there and use a dauber it's a sponge, a round sponge, and you can put that round sponge over this in the paper towel, and it will just give you the sunset. Now, one thing I wanted you to see is I try to tell you other things you can use if you don't have exactly what I've got. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to come back and put some pinks on that horizon line. So we're going to come right here. So you kind of lay it down. All right. I'm going to wash the brush. And we're going to bring some whites down in here. And you're kind of zigzagging. So left to right, left to right. Okay, and you just kind of stop. So that gives you that horizon, but I'm going to get a little bit of floating medium, a little bit of white, because I want to lay this out here. And I'm going to get just some waves in here, little bits. All right, so I need a little bit more. It's not grabbing it enough. Just enough so you can tell it's kind of water out here. It is just disappearing on me, so I'm getting a little bit more. Comes in here into the sand. A little bit more waves in here. Okay. Okay. Now, so that's got that all going for you. One thing I do want to do is I took some magenta with some burn with that asphaltum. See that I got a little bit of asphaltum and some magenta. And I'm going to come right in here. And then I come up here a little bit higher. All right. Yes. Okay. A couple of other things I want to do. I'm just gonna use that asphaltum, but I'm gonna get my one script liner. It's a two script liner, sorry. A two script liner. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the asphaltum, roll it. I got a little bit of water there, see? All right. Now I'm gonna put a few birds in here. So one thing that's kind of cool is that if you start here, you can make like M's, all right? And you're going to make some little small ones. You can make some in the distance. So they'd be really small. And then maybe if it was closer, you would go like that. And then you could put the body coming that way. You see it, lets you see the body just a little bit. I wouldn't do too much detail because it's way in the distance. All right, so now I'm going to use a 12. So when I get the 12, I'm going to come right here and show you that I'm going to get some asphaltum. And I can pick up a little Juneberry even in there. And I am going to come across here, right up above this. I'm going to come around the mountains back there and come down. So I get a little coffee latte with that, because as I come along in here, get a little bit bigger. This is kind of fun, just a little quick landscape this afternoon or this morning that you might want to come back and paint this afternoon. Make myself clear. I do know what time it is. Okay. All right, now I'm going to take a little bit of teal. All right, a little bit of floating medium with a little bit more teal. And I can come up here a little bit. And we can have a little bit more over here. Floating medium and teal. So I can put some ground down here. Okay. It kind of giving you a setting. All right. So as I come up a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit of blue. Not too much. This is Prussian blue. And Prussian blue and teal look really pretty together. But this is the depth of the palm tree. Give you a little bit of darkness up there and lighter as you come down. So remember when I said teeny bit of coffee latte and white down here on both sides. Just give you a little bit of that. And also out here and over here, I can take a really small, like a 2 flat. And if you get my value pack, you have the size 2 flats all the way to 3/4 flats. There's 10 brushes. Those are the value pack to get started. Is a good quality brush. You can't learn strokes well with a craft brush. You need quality brushes. And my 10-piece set is less than $20. How fun is that? All right, so make sure I design these for my technique. They're the Donna Dewberry 1-stroke brushes. Hey guys, please subscribe and like, and go check out my membership and see everything that you can do to learn and even become one of my teachers. We need teachers all over the world. I have teachers, so it's kind of fun, but we're always having people say, can't find anybody in my area to teach me. So if you pick it up and you like it, the strokes, and you practice just a little bit and you feel like you're getting good, you can also send me on Messenger, some of on Donna S. Dewberry Messenger, some of your samples, and ask me if I think you have potential, because most people do. And if you feel like it's something you should endeavor into, okay. All right. So I can also come down here, guys, a little bit more and show a little bit more of the roundness. Okay. And then you just blur that out a little bit. All right. Isn't that kind of fun? All right. So I am going to use that 10 again. And I'm going to take medium, floating medium, and work in some of the Prussian blue. And so what's going to happen on this one, I'm going to put a couple of different, let's get a little bit of aqua to tone it down a little bit. We went off the watercolor paper. All right, so it's like an upside down umbrella. All right, so let's get some teal. Okay, so now what I'm doing, I'm on the chisel of the brush. All right, so a little bit over here, I'll bring some purples in, violet pansy. So we'll put some of that first. And then at the tips of this, I'm going to add some of this coffee latte brown with white in it. So I'll just add a little bit of that in there. See, so it gets kind of like disappearing over there. And I can even add a little bit in this part with the white and the coffee latte. All right, and a little bit of this one. And then let's go back. We can add a little brown to the teal. So we're on the chisel of the brush. So we're not going like this all the time. Sometimes we're laying it flat and we're pulling. Okay, so try this. So you have to get medium to make it look not dry. All right, so I'm going to have some teal and some Prussian in here. See, I just kept the Prussian to the center, right in here. Or you can do the teal and come back and just put the blue in the middle. So look, I have it darker right here where I do the stems. All right, now let's get floating medium and do some teal out here. Side, chisel, side. All right, and then you can chisel. All right, so that's kind of nice, but see how I have all this different, oh, I haven't finished this one. I have different colors. Okay, so now this one is coming down. It's going to be light up here first. But what I want to do is I'm going to get us some fronds in here so you know where they go. We're going to overlap over here a little bit. All right, I'm going to have one coming way down where those birds are. These are really Prussian blue in the middle. All right. So you got to make sure like this is spread 3 fingers. This one's going to be spread 4 fingers, a lot bigger. All right. So what I'm going to do up here, I'm just going to have a lot of medium and just get a wash of a color back here for that real high one. More medium, more of a little bit of color. All right, and same thing happens in here. All right, and I can do a little bit of that like over here. Okay, so those are real faint. Now I'm going to add a little bit of violet pansy with the aqua. And I'm going to bring a little bit in. Ooh, that's a lot. Okay, some purples. Let's add some purple up here, violet pansy. All right, so those are just underneath colors. Because now I'm going to pick up a little bit more teal, a little bit of darker blue. You can chisel, or you can lay some flat. Let's see, we're going to put it all along here. And I'd love for you to come to and join our Facebook group and share. We also have sales there twice a week, a live Facebook Live. And so that is Donna Dewberry's with an S, original, because lots of people knock off my one stroke, original one stroke group. All right, so you're getting this feel. Okay, so one thing that happens is now I come in with the Prussian. Now what you see on that side compared to that side. See, it really intensifies it. And you put the Prussian back in. There you go. All right, now I can come in here and lighten up the aqua. A little bit. They got a little heavy in there. Okay, guys, what do you think? One little thing that might make your sun look a little bit better is that if you take some medium on your brush, because this is all pretty dry now, and I side stroke a little bit of moon yellow and asphaltum. See that? Moon yellow is really like a school bus yellow. All right, so look, we're going to come right here and go around the white. So that gives the haze on the sun as it's setting. And put a little bit out to the side here. See the difference on one side to the other? So we're going to come right here and come around. More medium. Oops. This isn't watercolor. Watercolor paint will re-wet. After you put this here, it's there. Okay. But you can always white it out and add more of something else. Okay, so you can put a couple of tropical flowers in front, or you can just leave it like that. It's kind of fun, huh? All right, I'm going to sign it and share it. How's that sound? Sign it and share it. I hope you have a good day today. I hope you get a chance to paint and share it online on our Facebook group. That would be really nice. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.